Good afternoon. Here is the national news from our studio BGI TV, Baba Pagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Morire Prebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. What I will do if Atiku doesn't hand over to Igbo after 4 years as president, Dr. C. Court jails disabled foster for 28 years. 2023 presidency, learn from Igbo. Murik slams Afenifere for not supporting Tinubu. Victims cry out as suspected herdsmen seize Delta community. 5-year-old Hanifa, Kano revokes private schools licenses. Killer from Proprietor Remanded. Put AFCON behind, focus on World Cup qualification. Ex-Super Eagles coach Chukwu. Now the news in details. Founder of Dar Communications, Raymond Dokwesi, as it calls what he would do if former Vice President Atiku Abubakar fails to hand over to someone from the Southeast if he becomes president. Dokwesi vowed to strip naked and embark on a one-man match if Atiku fails to relinquish power to the Southeast after 4 years. The chairman of the technical committee for the Atiku Abubakar presidential project urged the people of the Southeast to support the former vice president's ambition to rule Nigeria in 2023. He spoke while addressing journalists on Monday after a meeting with leaders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Abia State. According to Dr. C, we are in a grave situation in Nigeria. We need to unite. We need to take power from these imposters that have seized power and run Nigeria aground. If I'm alive till then, I will go naked in one-man match if Southeast is not given the presidency. I will put my life on the line. I will never be silent. It's a matter of timing. Those clamoring for a Southern presidency now are APC governors, and they are doing so for selfish reasons. Buhari has never respected the equity provision in our constitution. Another news for the national news, the Kaduna State High Court on Monday convicted and sentenced a physically challenged who is a serial fraudster, Gabriel Chimeze, to 7 years imprisonment on each of the 4 counts without the option of a fine. The Kano Zonal Command and of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission secured the conviction of Chimeze on a 4-count charge of obtaining false pretense. Justice M.T.M. Aliyu of the Kaduna State High Court convicted Chimeze, who had twice been convicted by the Kaduna State High Court on similar charges and is currently serving a term at the Correctional Center. He, alongside 2 others, Stephen Olaika and Francis Juku, defrauded the complainant to the tune of 1.5 million naira and 1.5 million on the pretext that they would award him a contract to supply solar halogen indicator. The convict and his accomplices were able to convince their victim with false claim that they knew him from his time at the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. Upon arraignment, the convict pleaded not guilty, thereby setting the stage for a full trial. During the trial, prosecution counsel Musa Isa called for witnesses and tendered several documents that were admitted in evidence. Convinced that the prosecution had proved its case, the court ordered that the sentence shall run concurrently. Moving forward concerning the national news from our studio, the Muslim rights concern Murik on Tuesday tackled the Yoruba social cultural group Afenifere over its refusal to support Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the East 2023 presidential poll bid. The group further noted that Tinubu deserves Afenifere support in view of his active role in the struggle for the restoration of democracy in Nigeria. Murik director Professor Ishaq Akintola, who expressed shock over the decision of Pan-Yoruba Social Cultural Group, in a statement said the leader of Afenifere, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, has shown signs of refusal to support Tinubu as the group kept mute 2 weeks after Tinubu declared intention to contest for president. The group said it believed that Tinubu deserves to reap from the gains of democracy, having sacrificed so much for its realization. While describing the action of Afenifere as myopic and unpatriotic, Murik said the group has 1 or 2 lessons to learn from the Igbo. Unlike Afenifere's cold attitude towards the only Yoruba man who has shown interest in the presidency, at least publicly, the Igbo Social Cultural Group, the Ohanese, has pledged to support 2 Igbo men, Ayim Pius Ayim and Debo Mai, who have expressed interest in the presidency with 10 billion naira. We call on the Ferry to sharpen its political instinct, and as it says, one good turn deserves another. The Yoruba Social-Cultural Group should neither reject its best candidate nor remain neutral at the time others are embracing their own, he added. Another striking news coming, residents of Port Avon, a community in Uweru Kingdom, Ugeli North local government area Delta State, who fled the town following invasion recently by suspected herdsmen, have screamed from their sanctuaries that the invaders had overrun their homeland. Police in the state had, in reaction, debunked the claim that herdsmen invaded the community, but Uweru Kingdom slammed the state command for telling lies. One of the residents who escaped from Port Avon village in Uweru, main town, Mrs. Yellow Igorchiera, told NDV, herdsmen have taken our village. The people are right there in Port Avon presently, and they have destroyed our farm crops. Last year, they killed 3 of our indigenes in Avon. This year, they have taken over the place, and if we do not run away, they will kill us. This is why we have run here to Uweru, main town, she added. Another resident of the village who gave her name as Eunice said, Fulani people have driven us from our community. Everybody has fled the community. We're calling on the government to help us to remove Fulani people from the community. The woman leader of the community chief, Mrs. Christiana Etagweder, told NDV for many years, Fulani herdsmen have been troubling this town, killing our people, raping the women, and destroying everything that we plant. Coming further is coming from Kano State, the proprietor of Noble Kids Academy and Northwest Proprietor School, Kano Dakata, Nasara local government area, Kano State, Abdul Malik Tanko, who allegedly named a 5-year-old pupil, Hanifa Abubakar, has been remanded in a custodial center. The defendant was remanded along with 2 other accomplices, Ashim Isiaku and Fatima Musa. The police arraigned the 3 accused persons before Chief Magistrate Mahmoud Jabrin of Gidan Murtala, Kano Metropolis, on charges of kidnapping, criminal conspiracy, concealing of truth, and culpable homicide contrary to Section 97274, 277221 of the Penal Code. The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Musa Lawan, sought 7 days for his counsel to properly prepare the case file. He also applied for the remand of 3 defendants in a custodial center. The magistrate granted the application and adjourned the matter till February 2nd, 2022 for hearing. Tanko and his accomplices were arrested for allegedly killing Abubakar by poisoning her to death and collecting the sum of 100 million naira from our family. And lastly, for the news, former Super Eagles chief coach Christian Chukwu has urged the Super Eagles to move on with future national assignment after crashing out of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON. Chukwu told the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, in Enugu on Tuesday that the Super Eagles should put the AFCON competition behind them and focus on qualification for the World Cup in Qatar. It is clear that our AFCON trophy chase is over. Let us come home, take stock, and plan for our World Cup qualifying encounter with Ghana. Judging from my personal experience as a player and coach, the boys brought in their best and did their best in the AFCON competition. They fought gallantly in each match they played. I am not happy with the red card given to Iwobi in the last match played by the Super Eagles, as it should be a mere warning. He did not deserve a card at all, he said. Chukwu, who captained the national team when they were known as the Green Eagles, also lauded Augustine Eguavon for the team spirit and discipline he built in the players. He did great in the competition. He's still outstanding among other African coaches in the ongoing competition, he said. That was the national news from our studio, VGI TV. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. What I will do if Atiku doesn't hand over to Igbo after 4 years as president, Dokwesi. Corp jails disabled Foster for 28 years. We also brought to you, learn from Indigo. Morik slams our friend Ferry for not supporting Tinubu. Victims cry out as suspected herdsmen seize Delta community. And we also brought to you 5-year-old Hanifa. Kano revokes private schools licenses. Killer Proprietor remanded. And finally, put AFCON behind. Focus on World Cup qualification. Ex-Super Eagles coach Chukwu says. Thank you for watching. You can link up on our YouTube channel as the handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates of our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page and do the needful for you to get updated. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of event and function, the phone number streaming on your screen is the number to dial. Good afternoon. I am Morire Rebila Lawan.